This spring, 2013, I'll be teaching Writing Studies 119, which is Strategies of Writing Against Power and Oppression. All writing studies classes seek to get students to produce writing that's more clear and more effective, and this class is no exception. But we'll be focusing on people who were writing in a difficult circumstance. So, we'll be looking at African writers, Native American writers, African American writers, and how they face things like trying to persuade or even reach a difficult or even indifferent audience, and how they face problems like trying to communicate in a language or write in a language that not only isn't their own, but it was often used against them in many ways. So that is one problem that these writers tackled. But for the most part, we'll be looking at how these writers used writing to tell their stories, present their points of view, and advocate for their causes. Some of the writers that we look at include writers that may be familiar to students like Martin Luther King and Frederick Douglass or Chinua Achebe. We'll also look at some people that that students are probably not familiar with, but maybe should be. Think guys like William Apes, who was a Native American writer in the 1830s. He led a successful, peaceful protest on Cape Cod back in those days, and he may have had an indirect influence on Martin Luther King, actually. So he's kind of an interesting guy. We'll also look at people that students may or may not have heard of, like Ayaan Hirsi Ali and Dambisa Moyo, who are women from Africa. So there'll be more than that. There's just a wide variety of writers and voices grappling with some really interesting problems, like how to resolve conflict, how to communicate across various kinds of cultural and political lines. Everyone needs to find a voice sometimes. That's true of groups, of communities, and individuals. So this class and the writers that we'll look at will give insight about that. And of course, the students will be exposed to other cultural perspectives. It has a cross-cultural distribution designation, so this class will meet that requirement.